question for you. Right?
Oh, you have a question for me?
Yeah. What do you think about like I know since we're on the resume bit, and people tend to come here and they are okay. I work in construction.
Okay.
Right. So they come and they automatically I'm going to seek out something in construction. What is your views on maybe taking something outside of what your normal field is? Like I work in construction, but hey, here's something in basket weaving, for example.
Well, it depends, right? I think that's you come and whatever you're gonna do, start with the end in mind, right? And so if your end goal is to end up in your career, but right now you need to pay the bills, then basket weaving. I worked at a supermarket and a coffee shop. I worked at Metro and Starbucks for 2 weeks. I can't even say. It was 2 weeks. But I did that in my last month of school. And the intent was to, this is my last month of school. I only have one course and I can legally work. You can only work 20 hours a week when you're a student. But I packed bags at a supermarket and I was a cashier and I was a barista at Starbucks. So I've tasted everything on the Starbucks menu. So now nothing impresses me. But if you come and Starbucks and Metro are what is available and you need to get your bills out of the way, then maybe that's something that you have to do. But I think that it should be done with caution, because yes, you can get so consumed by I need to be making money right now. I mean, you came here, Canada said you must have $12,000. Them tell you that for a reason, right? So don't be so consumed by having to make money right this minute that you get distracted from your job search, that you get distracted from investing in yourself in order for you to get to where you want to go, right? Because then you sort of get distracted by making a little money here and there, and it's demanding. Like, it's even just a little money here and there. There's a demanding schedule, right? There you have to pay to go to the job. So you're spending money to go and make money. Of course, probably more money. But while you're doing all of that and you're at the job, you could be working on your resume. You could be going to networking events. You could be doing some, education, some self education. You don't have to go to formal school just yet. But you can do some research, you can do some training yourself, you can train yourself in some sort of software or something. So I think it depends on what your needs are, what your family's needs are. I, for one, think that you shouldn't get distracted or overwhelmed by the fact that you need to make money right now if you don't have to be overwhelmed by that. Everybody's condition is different. If the end goal is construction, then try to get in construction. And if you can't get anything in construction, start somewhere, right? I didn't start at my job as a manager. I didn't. I started as a drafter. It's in my field just the same, but that's where I started.
I think that's something that happens to a lot of people when they do come here, right? Because they see, okay, when I get to Canada or when I get to the US, I'm going to be making a lot of money right now. And if that doesn't happen, panic set in and they have to go get something now because you're supposed to be making a lot of money now. Because of course, when you're abroad and people from Jamaica are looking abroad, they're saying, oh, whoa, yeah, they're foreign, I mean, I make a whole heap of money. You know what I mean? And I think people get drawn into that. So when they get here and it's not happening how they saw it in their head or on the television, they panic a lot. And they jump into, okay, I need to do this now, or I need to do that now. And that can be something that takes people away from what the actual dream or the actual goal was. And they get so busy doing this little thing that they totally and completely forgot what's the main purpose. They don't keep the main thing, you know.
And it's so easy to just work to pay bills.
Yeah.
Because the cost of living is the cost of living.
It is.
The cost of living is pretty high here. So even though people get paid more, your cost of living is pretty high. And we'll have a video on that too. We'll tell you how much milk costs and how much gas costs and how much rent is. Yeah. And car insurance. I'm going to tell you the car insurance for right now. All right? If you're watching this right now and you're coming here, you're like, okay, I'll get a little car and all of that stuff. Your car insurance is going to be minimum $200 Canadian a month.
A month.
So I'm going to tell you that from now. Take that for free. You're welcome. Understand that the cost of living here is turned up. Somebody in Jamaica had said to me that, my car insurance is 50,000 Jamaican dollars for the year, which is 500 Canadian dollars for the year. And I said, if my car insurance was that, I would go to the insurance company office with cash in my hand and just go, so see my payment there. Done. Yeah. Because my car insurance could pay for that car insurance for 6 years.
Yeah.
So your car insurance is going to be minimum $200. I promise you. If it's different, please get in contact with us.
Yeah, that's something. Like, even I was in Jamaica the other day and I was going on the bus and I was paying $100 for bus fare, and it's $1 US, it's $1 Canadian, right? And when I take the bus here, if you look at it, I have to pay like $3.50 when I'm minimum.
And if you're going from city to city,
if you're going from cities, they are different.
It's different, like about $8.
Yeah, so it's the cost of living, right? You have to
but
do your math.
Yeah, it just so we're not telling you this to discourage you. We're telling you for you to be aware so that you can come with the right idea in mind.
Yes.
In terms of what's gonna cost to actually live here.
Plan past getting that confirmation of permanent residence.
Yeah.
Plan past that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and keep some idea of some backup plans. For example, like I said, like I think people come with something in their mind that they see on the television, and if that doesn't happen, panic sets in. And you made a good point about them tell you if I have $12,000 for a reason.
Yeah, and I saw a Gleaner article on Facebook where, the Gleaner's like, if you want to move to Canada, here's how much you have to have. And, all the comments below it were like, if me have that, then me set. Me don't need to go to Canada. I found it very funny. But if you think 12,000 Canadian dollars is a lot of money, you're making a sad mistake. But, they tell you to have that much money because you're going to come here. You need to settle. You're going to need to pay. You need to, good financial literacy in general, outside of immigration, is that you need to have enough money in the bank to have yourself be able to survive for at least 6 months if you were to lose your source of income.
Yeah.
That's good financial literacy, right? And they're setting you up for being able to support yourself for a couple of months in the event that you don't land a job immediately, right? And I think the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program requires you to have a job offer before you come, right? Which can be discouraging, but I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a good idea.
Because you're coming here to guaranteed income. Supposedly, right? And so because of that, I'm just guessing, the requirements for financial is less.
Yeah.
Right?
That would make sense.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Right? So when they tell you to come with $12,000, don't take out a loan and decide that you're going to take it, come Canada, and then give out the money. You need the money.
Yeah, you need the money.
You need the money.
Oh.
Yeah. Right. All right. So, he's still pretty new. He's here.
I'm
Here now. Not just here. Here.
It's funny. That's how you put emphasis on something.
Yeah.
It's almost like she's your girl or she's your girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or you've been to Germany but not been.
Yeah. You double it up to get that.
Quiet Perry has a video out there about all of those, and it's quite hilarious. It's up, hey. So you're here.
Here.
And his experience is pretty new, pretty fresh. So he's done a couple of the initial stuff. Mm-hmm. He's gonna work on to get a job. So we're gonna follow him along his journey. I have a front seat view. I'm not gonna make him take like a bus. Man, I'm not gonna lie.
No, I don't have a problem taking the bus. I am from rural Manchester.
Yeah, but you're uptown now. I feel like you're uptown.
We took a lot of buses in days, so we have no problem with that. The cold, not so much, but the bus taking, we can do that. But I have a lovely wife. I ain't worrying at all. I have a fantastic wife who looks out for me day in, day out. Love her.
Yeah, I think that if I were in your shoes, I think I would feel a lot. There's some sort of security or some sort of comfort in knowing that you're not necessarily having to come and find housing and all of that stuff. So I like that that's your experience. And I'm happy that you're finally here. I'm happy for you and I'm happy for me. And we're looking forward to hearing more. And thank you for sharing.
For sure.
If you could tell a brand new immigrant one thing, just one thing, one sentence, what would you tell them?
Don't come in winter.
Stop. No. One more sentence. I came in the winter too. And it's for real. Like, it's true. Because then at least if you don't come in the winter, then, it's warm. So then you get like a bit chilly. And then you get cold. And then you get freezing. And then you get below freezing. And then, your body kind of just like, okay, oh. Not like, oh.
Alright. One thing. I would have to say, after I don't come here in winter, is do your research. Like real research. Not research part way. Like do a full research of where you're going, what the cost of living is, what you're planning to do, what the job market is, all of that, like what the housing is like. Do a full background research, not up to getting the permanent resident, what happens when you land here and what you'll need to do. Like that's what I think you should do, a full research so you know so you can plan, because that is what is very important. Like people try to execute without planning, or they try to plan without having information to make up the plan. So I think people should do research and get as much information as possible so they can have a plan and then they can execute the plan.
That was not one sentence.
Do your research.
That was not one. Okay, perfect. So do your research. And how do you think we, as told by Canadian immigrants, can help with that, right? Because it can get laborious, right? You can't see what application is, much less to find out, to know everything, right? Because I don't think they're going to think about everything, right? Nobody thinks about car insurance. Like, it's going to be crazy, ridiculous when you come here, right? So how do you think we, as a community, as told by Canadian immigrants, can help people to prepare, help people to have an awareness, help with your preparation?
I think all we can do is keep reaching one person. I think that's the best way, right? Like if you impact me and I impact one person and that one person impact one person, then it will spread and it will get out there more and more and more, right? It's not like Kristina trying to reach the entire world by herself, right? Like she has one guest on here and I'm a guest and I'm trying to reach somebody, right?
And somebody might connect with your story.
Somebody might connect with my story, right? And she spoke the other day about the point system, that points that you mentioned, and as soon as she shared it, a friend of mine in Cayman trying to come to Canada
that's the English test.
Yeah, he messaged me and like this. Thank you so much. Tell your wife thank you so much for that. It was a very timely episode. You know what I mean? So that he connected with that, right? Somebody else might connect with my story, and she shares something else, and it connects with somebody else, and that's how we can spread it. Just keep reaching one person at a time. I think that's the only way. I like the community angle that you're trying to create, a community of us, right? It's not just about you doing something. It's everybody on a whole.
Okay, perfect. All right. Perfect. Well, thank you very much, of course, for being on Awesome Sports. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you for sharing your experience. And we look forward to hearing more. Thank you all for watching. I know you think this is over, but we're actually going to have some fun right now. We're going to have some fun right now, and we are going to play a Canadian-themed charades.